Look around. The American dream you were sold, it's officially on life support. In 2026, earning six figures isn't a sign of wealth anymore. It's the new, just getting by. While you're out there trading your most precious asset, your time, for a paycheck that's eroded by inflation before it even hits your bank account, the top 1% are playing an entirely different game. They aren't working harder, they're working differently. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the most comprehensive wealth-building roadmap ever shared on this platform. This isn't a 10-minute tip. This is a 1-hour masterclass on how to stop being a cog in the machine and start building a $50,000 a month passive income engine. If you have the discipline to sit through this hour, you will leave with a blueprint that 99% of the population will never see. The question is, are you ready to stop surviving and start conquering? The average American income has increased by barely 15% in real terms over the last few decades, while the cost of living has skyrocketed by over 150%. You've been told to save 10%, invest in a 401k, and wait until you're 65. That's the slow lane. That's a recipe for a mediocre life. In a world where a cup of coffee costs $7, the old rules are dead. The biggest lie ever told is that hard work leads to wealth. If hard work equaled wealth, construction workers would be billionaires and CEOs would be broke. Wealth is about leverage. Leverage of systems, leverage of capital, and leverage of technology. By the end of this hour, you'll understand why your savings account is actually a leaking bucket, and how the wealthy use debt as a surgical tool to multiply their net worth, while you use it as a shackle. Before we touch the money, we have to fix the software running your brain. Most people suffer from a scarcity mindset. They think about how to save money. The 1% think about how to multiply it. The first shift? Stop buying things to impress people you don't even like. In America, we are conditioned to be consumers first and owners second. We buy the iPhone, the SUV, the designer shoes on credit, essentially selling our future freedom for a temporary hit of dopamine. To reach that $50,000 a month goal, you must become an owner. You must own the assets, own the systems, and most importantly, own your time. We're moving from a consumer identity to an architect identity. We are going to architect a life where money is a byproduct of the value you provide to the marketplace, not the hours you punch in a clock. To hit $600,000 a year in passive income, you don't need a miracle. You need a system of engines working in sync. Over the next 25 minutes, we are going to deep dive into the 5 engines that are creating more millionaires in 2026 than at any point in history. The digital equity engine, how to turn the internet into your private mint. The real estate arbitrage, using other people's money to build your empire. The yield max plan, high dividend strategies that pay you while you sleep. The AI automated business, scaling to 7 figures with 0 employees. The tax shield, how to legally keep 90% of what you earn, just like the elite. Engine number 1, the digital equity revolution. And no, I'm not talking about becoming a content creator or a YouTuber. I'm talking about becoming a digital landlord. In the 1900s, wealth was built by owning physical land and factories. In 2026, wealth is built by owning Micro-SaaS, software as a service, and automated digital tools. Think about the last time you paid $10 for a PDF editor, a workout tracker, or a small Chrome extension. That $10 is part of someone's $50,000 a month engine. The beauty of digital equity is that it has 0 overhead. No warehouses, no shipping, and no physical limits. You build it once, or better yet, you hire a developer on a contract to build it, and you sell it 1,000,000 times. While the middle class is busy buying stuff on the internet, the 1% is busy buying the systems that run the internet. If you aren't owning a piece of the digital infrastructure, you are effectively paying rent to those who do. But here's the real 2026 secret: AI automated arbitrage. We are living in the first era in human history where a single individual can do the work of a 50-person marketing agency using specialized AI agents. Imagine a system where AI identifies undervalued digital products, rebrands them, and markets them to specific high-ticket niches in the US and UK, all while you sleep. This isn't science fiction. It's the silent wealth strategy being used by young entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley to hit that $50K monthly target without a single employee on the payroll. The goal isn't to work with AI. The goal is to own the workflow that AI executes. We're going to look at how to identify these high-margin niches where the demand is infinite, but the human labor is zero. If your income depends on you being awake, you will never be free. Engine 1 is about breaking that clock forever. 20 minutes in, and you're starting to see the matrix. But now, we're going into the heavy hitters. Engine number 2, real estate arbitrage. Most Americans think to own real estate, you need a $100,000 down payment and a 30-year mortgage that sucks the life out of you. That's a lie designed to keep you a renter for life. The 1% doesn't buy houses with their own money. They buy cash flow using other people's leverage. In 2026, the game has shifted to asset-light real estate. We're talking about short-term rental arbitrage and REITs, real estate investment trusts, that pay out monthly dividends while you do zero maintenance. Imagine controlling $1 million property in Scottsdale or Miami without actually owning the title and pocketing the $3,000 difference every single month. This is the secret lease model that is quietly replacing the traditional landlord system. If you aren't using the bank's money to build your freedom, you're just working to pay the bank's interest. Let's get tactical. Why is the middle class struggling with housing? Because they view a home as an asset. It's not. If it takes money out of your pocket every month, it's a liability. To hit that $50,000 a month target, you need engines that feed you. We're going to deep dive into how the wealthy use hard money lending and secondary market tax lanes. These are the dark corners of the financial world where you can earn 12% to 18% returns, government guaranteed, while everyone else is happy with a 4% savings account. This isn't just about owning dirt, it's about owning the yield that the dirt produces. While your neighbor is bragging about the paint job on his house, you're going to be bragging about the checks hitting your account from properties you've never even stepped foot in. The 1% knows that the dollar is dying. That's why they park their wealth in things that people must have, roofs over their heads. But they do it without the landlord headaches. By the end of this segment, you'll understand that the barrier to entry in the US property market isn't capital, it's knowledge. We are moving away from the save and pray method to the leverage and scale model. If you've been waiting for the housing market to crash to get rich, you've already lost. The wealthy profit in every market because they don't bet on the price. They bet on the spread. 20 minutes in, most people have already scrolled away to watch a cat video, and that's why they'll stay broke. But you're still here, which means you're ready for engine number 3, the yield max plan. In the middle-class world, the stock market is a buy and pray game. You buy an index fund, you wait 30 years, and you hope for an 8% return. In the world of the $50,000 a month earner, we don't hope. We manufacture our own dividends. We're moving beyond simple stocks into the world of covered call ETFs and private equity debt. Imagine owning the most powerful companies in the world, Apple, Tesla, Amazon. But instead of just waiting for the stock price to go up, you're using option income strategies to extract a 15% to 25% annual yield. This is how the 1% creates a monthly salary from the markets, regardless of whether the market goes up, down, or sideways. Let's get into the high-stakes math. The average American is terrified of risk, but the wealthy understand that the biggest risk is inflation eating your purchasing power. We're going to look at business development companies, BDCs, and closed-end funds, CEFs. These are financial vehicles that the elite use to lend money to mid-sized American corporations. You aren't just an investor anymore. You are becoming the bank. While everyone else is crying about interest rates going up, the yield harvesters are celebrating. Why? Because when rates go up, the interest you collect on your private debt investments goes up too. This is the ultimate hedge. This is how you build a portfolio that doesn't just grow. It pays your mortgage, your car note, and your travel expenses in real time. To hit that $50K monthly target, your money must have a job. Every single dollar is a soldier. Most people send their soldiers to a savings account where they die of inflation. We're sending our soldiers to the front lines of the global economy. We're going to break down the core and satellite strategy. 80% of your wealth stays in rock-solid, tax-efficient foundations, while 20% is deployed into these high-octane yield engines. This isn't gambling. This is engineering. By the time we're done with this segment, the stock market won't look like a casino to you anymore. It will look like your personal ATM. We've built the engines. Now, we build the fortress. Most people think earning $50,000 a month makes you rich. They're wrong. If you earn $50K and the government takes 40% in taxes, you aren't a business owner. You're a high-paid servant of the state. To reach the 50 million view level of wealth, you have to stop thinking like a citizen and start thinking like a sovereign. The 1% doesn't own anything in their own name. They use complex trust structures and asset protection cells. Why? Because in America, ownership is a liability. If you own it, you can be sued for it and you can be taxed on it. But if you control it through a series of legal entities, you become untouchable. This is the own nothing, control everything philosophy that has been the secret of the Rockefellers for over a century. Let's talk about the tax arbitrage strategy that no one, literally no one, on YouTube is telling you. While the middle class is arguing about income tax brackets, the elite are moving their intellectual property to low-tax jurisdictions. In 2026, your digital equity, the engine we built in Part 1, doesn't have to live in California or New York. It can live in a Puerto Rican Act 60 structure or a UAE free zone, allowing you to legally keep 96% to 100% of your earnings. Imagine the power of compounding when you aren't losing half your fuel to the IRS every year. This is how you bridge the gap from $50K a month to $50 million in net worth. We're talking about captive insurance companies where you essentially become your own insurance provider, turning a cost into a tax-deductible wealth-building vehicle. This is the black box of finance that the system hopes you never discover. This isn't just tax planning. This is financial engineering at the highest level. We are creating a wealth moat, a moat that protects you from lawsuits, from inflation, and from predatory governments. To hit that $500,000 a year passive income goal, you need to stop playing defense and start playing offensive legal strategy. In this segment, I'm showing you how to set up a family foundation that allows you to deduct your lifestyle as a charitable or business expense, legally. If you aren't utilizing these 1% loops, you are essentially volunteering to stay in the middle class. The path to the top isn't just about how much you make, it's about how much you protect. We are at the finish line. But for 99% of people, this is where the dream dies, at the point of action. You've seen the engines, you've seen the tax fortresses, and you've seen the $50,000 a month blueprint. But knowledge without execution is just a hallucination. To hit that $50 million target, you need what we call quantum execution. This is the 12-month roadmap used by the elite to flip the switch from income to wealth. In the first 90 days, we don't look for profit, we look for infrastructure. We are building the legal and digital shells that will house your empire. We are utilizing high-velocity capital recycling, a method where every dollar you spend is tax-deductible and returns to you as an investment asset within 30 days. This is the ultimate infinite banking loop that the world's biggest family offices use to never actually spend money again. Look, I didn't make this video for everyone. I made it for the one person watching right now who feels that fire in their gut. The person who knows they were meant for more than a 9-to-5 existence. In 12 months, you could be standing on the other side of this bridge. You could be the person whose money works harder than they do. But the algorithm that runs the world only rewards those who take the first step. This channel, Dollar Mindset, isn't just a YouTube channel. It's a movement. We are building a community of the sovereign 1%. If you're still here, you're already one of us. If you want the full PDF breakdown of the quantum execution plan and you're ready to commit to the $50K a month journey, you know what to do. Subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Because in our next deep dive, I'm showing you the offshore liquidity secrets that were recently leaked from a top-tier Swiss bank. Material so powerful, I don't know how long YouTube will even let it stay up. Don't let this be just another video you watched. Let this be the day your family's history changed forever. The blueprint is in your hands. The execution is in your heart. I'll see you on the inside of the 1% Club.